Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, what a great win it was for us today. Darwin Núñez came off the bench, became the match winner. We've all been screaming for Darwin Núñez to make an appearance, and finally he was given the start that he deserves. So what we'll do today, we'll speak about the match highlights. Then I will do a players ratings as well to conclude the show. So we've just got a couple comments here from Ensman TV. Bless up, bro. Have a great stream. And you got Núñez, fire emoji. So big shout out to Ensman TV. I literally just did a match reaction show with him. So make sure to subscribe to his channel. I'll post a link as well if you haven't already. So yeah, let's get into it. So got another comment here from Madison Smith. If that isn't worth you singing the Darwin song on the podcast, I don't know what is. Yeah, you'll never catch me singing that Darwin song. I think I might get banned from YouTube if I ever start doing that. But, you know, we'll see. I think you're still holding on to that, Madison. But, yeah, I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. But let's speak about the match. So the first half, Liverpool actually started very aggressively. And I feel like it was Szoboszlai leading the press from midfield, which was great to see. And then you had Trent, fortunately, gets a yellow card for throwing the ball away. Now, that is the rule that we will have to get used to, even as fans, because it's such a soft one to give away. But, yeah, it was needless for him to do. But I guess new rules are there for us to follow, or for the players to follow, I should say. Then a minute later, he's involved in another tussle with Gordon as he nudges him away. Now, the fans are going crazy in the stadium, asking for a yellow card. Nervous moment for Liverpool. It actually could have gone either way, in my opinion. He could either have been given another yellow, or luckily for us, he wasn't, and he continued to play. Second challenge was more of a yellow than the first one, in my opinion. But as I said, the letter of the law is different now, so you've got to take it how it is, I guess. Joe Linton had a good chance on goal as well, but straight to the goalkeeper. And Diaz goes on a solo run, hits the shot with the outside of his foot, which was saved by Pope, and it went up for a corner. Mo Salah has a chance around the 23rd minute, I believe it was, where he cuts inside, hits the shot, but another easy save for Pope there. The actual goal that was conceded, yeah, it was a bit of a tough one to take. Salah passes the ball to Trent, and I feel like he was still thinking about the mistakes that he made because his mind wasn't quite clear. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to touch the ball. It goes through him, misses the ball completely. And then you had Gordon goes on the run, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he slots it in. So, yeah, I think that was a definite tactic that was deployed by Eddie Howe to target Trent in that game. In that regard, I guess it worked. Now, the red card. Van Dijk challenges Isaac and gets a straight red. Now, initially, I think everyone was perplexed. Klopp has to be on his best behavior now, tries to keep his composure and contain any frustration that he had with the fourth official. But for me, and I'm not saying this with Liverpool shades on right now, I genuinely think that wasn't a red card. It was quite clear to see that he got the ball first. Maybe because of the aggressive manner of that tackle, he followed through and got the player as well. Some would argue to say that Isaac had a clear-cut chance. For me, not necessarily, because he controlled it with his right foot, whereas if he opened up his body and controlled it with his left foot, then you know he's going to strike first time. So that rule, I guess, is a bit of a grey area. But for me, I still feel like he got the ball. Because he was the last man, I feel like the people will say, oh, it should have been a red. But I really hope Liverpool contest that decision. I know we did the same with McAllister last week, and it actually did get overturned. So hopefully this one as well, as I don't think it was a fair decision. Referee had a bit of a shocker, to be fair. But, you know, it is what it is. Back to the game. Dan Burn has a header on goal from a corner. Another easy save for Alisson. A lot of the shots weren't really sort of groundbreaking, in my opinion. A lot of them were going straight to the keeper. So just one of those games. And then we had to change our shape, change our formation. So Gomez comes on for Diaz, as Liverpool were obviously down to 10 men. No fault of Diaz. It was just one of the attackers had to go. For me, I think it was the right call to substitute Diaz on for Gomez, because as much of a big fan I am of Luis Diaz, I do feel like for the situation we were in with 10 men, we needed someone to be a bit more of a well-rounded winger in that setup. I think one of my criticism with Diaz is that he doesn't track back and help Robertson as our left back. So that is an area where I feel like he needs to improve on. And with the current situation, I feel like Gakpo would have been more suited playing on the left-hand side. He could easily cover Robertson if he needed to. But at the same time, left wing is his natural position. He's played it for Ajax, so he could easily be effective on that left-hand side. So I know a lot of fans were quite annoyed about Luis Diaz being taken off. For me, I think it was the right call. And then 35th minute, what a save by Alisson. World-class save. Great shot from Almiron. That's why, for me, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. No biasness regarding that point there. I think there isn't many goalkeepers that can contest with Alisson on his best day. Second half, with 10 men, it was always going to be an upward battle for Liverpool. Gordon runs right on the left-hand side, cuts back around Trent. But for me, he lacks the end product there. And he goes again. But this time he actually finds Almiron and he hits it over the bar. Should have done a lot better, to be fair. Gordon has a shot in the 53rd minute, straight to the keeper. Tonali makes a sort of groundbreaking run on the right-hand side. I didn't know he had that kind of pace on him, to be fair. He hits across field, but then Trent hits the ball for a corner. And then we had to change our shape again. So we brought on Elliott and Jota and took off Endo and Gakpo. Gordon, probably one of his last contributions before he got substituted, goes an amazing run, but his shot was way off target. I feel like for Newcastle, from their point of view, he gets in so many great positions, but has very little end product, in my opinion. So that's something he really needs to work on if he's to become a top player. Liverpool had their first chance in the second half, where Jota threads a lovely through ball to Salah, but his shot was blocked by the Newcastle defender. Almiron goes an amazing run, hits a lovely shot as he cuts in to the center of the field, but his shot hits the post. So that was a lucky escape for Liverpool there. And then there were further additions to the lineup. We had our youngster Kwanzaa and Nunes coming on for Matip and McAllister. First time for Kwanzaa, and I feel like he did decent. He didn't do nothing wrong, didn't do anything that stood out either at the same time. Elliott makes his first contribution, threads a lovely through ball to Nunes, but his first touch for me wasn't the right one. He controls it fine. That's been one of his criticism from fans, is that his first touch is quite awful. It goes a bit wayward, but this time he controlled the ball fine. But in that situation, the ball needed to be controlled in front of him, where it gives him a bit of space, a half yard to shoot, rather than on the spot where he's pretty much killed the ball and then he's had to try and find a player around him rather than make his own attack there. But doesn't matter. Moments later, he breaks the deadlock for Liverpool. Jota threads the through ball towards him, hits Botman. I don't know what Botman was trying to do in terms of blocking that shot there, or that pass, I should say. But he still manages to find Nunes. Nunes goes through on goal, and from a tight angle, he hits at the back of the net, and what a finish it was. Newcastle tried to get back into the game to stop Liverpool from doing any more attacks. Longstaff had a couple chances, but it was Darwin Nunes who gets the winner. Lovely through ball from Salah to Nunes, and he smashed it in the bottom corner. What a goal it was. Fantastic moment for Darwin Nunes. Great point for Liverpool. I know a lot of rival fans were probably sending you guys messages as the match was going on, throwing all sorts of shade at our team. But listen, we were fantastic. We were very together as a team. This is the second time in 2 weeks that we've had to play with 10 men. but we've really, really put in a shift together. So which was fantastic to see. Shows our mentality. We might be called mentality monsters again now. I think that title is worthy of how we've performed in recent weeks. So yeah, fantastic performance, fantastic win, and I think it's fully deserved. I know we didn't have many chances in the second half, but to show that grit and determination, we got our reward in the end. Just got a comment here from Jack Smith, Nunes indeed. What a game for him. We'll do the player ratings as well. But if any of you are watching live and you'd like to come on, have your say, the link is in the description. I've also posted on the live chat as well. Feel free to come on. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to be a Liverpool fan as such. But yeah, if you'd like to come on, have your say. Don't need to be on video either. You can speak to me on audio. But yeah, everyone's free to come on and have their say. Another comment here from Jack Smith. We should save the ref the trouble and just rock up to Villa up. Do you know what? It's a fair point. I think we got accustomed to playing with 10 men now. But it's crazy. We actually look, not saying we look good playing as 10 men, but a lot of teams, they can't get accustomed to playing with 10 men. Like, all of the tactics just go out the window. But Liverpool, I think the acquisitions of Szoboszlai and McAllister have certainly helped, due to the fact that tactically they're very flexible. They can be played in different positions across the pitch. We've had to change our shape so many times during this game. We were playing 4-4-2 at one point. We were playing a 4-5-1 where Salah was up top on his own. So we had different variations. And then Szoboszlai, for example, played on the right wing at times, shifted over to the left wing, even played as a number 6 alongside McAllister in the centre of midfield as well. So these are the players that will make a difference in our squad. Tactically, I feel like we can transition to different formations during the game, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, bring on Villa, I would say. Looking forward to that game. But yeah, if it's if we rock out with 10 men, you know, we know we're accustomed to it. We know we can put in a shift and get the job done. So mentality monsters, we're coming back to that stage again. So what's that played? 8 wing DM. Exactly my point, Jack. Perfectly said. That is literally the positions he played. And for me, he fitted in well effortlessly. Like, you couldn't even tell that he would have to be a makeshift in those positions. He was so effective in all of those roles that he played and very efficient on the ball, which is great to see. I know a lot of Newcastle players were trying to rattle him by nudging him on the ball, especially when he played a pass and then his pushes back a little bit. Didn't get rattled, showed his composure. So yeah, really, really great to see that from our new signing there. So what I'll do is I'll present some graphics for you guys, and then we will do player ratings. So I can discuss individual performances, see how they've done, and then yeah, and you let me know what you think in terms of my ranking. Feel free to drop your player rating for each player as well as I go along. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. So let's start with Alisson. So let's go to rating. There we go. So Alisson for me was fantastic in this game. Made some crucial saves. That save that I mentioned in the first half was a worldie of a save. And even in the second half, we needed him. Really needed him. I feel for him because I feel like we should be getting clean sheets for Alisson the way he performs. But he's doing overtime in terms of making crucial saves here and there. But our time will come. I think once we've got the team in the right shape, in the right manner, we can be a bit more assertive defensively. So with Alisson, one of the best players on the pitch, in my opinion, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Now, Robertson had a fantastic game as well. Better than his game against, I would say, Bournemouth and Chelsea. So I feel like he's improved as time has gone on. I've just got a comment here from Jack Smith. Jack Smith said 9. Kept us in it, agree. Save for the volley was cold. It really was. So glad we have him. I know, like, rival fans will say, oh, he's not that great. For us, we know what he offers on the pitch. Such a fantastic goalkeeper. I feel like he's the complete goalkeeper. Like, there's no area of weakness, you know. Great shot stopper, amazing on the ball. Even with crosses, he's fantastic. Doesn't really look troubled. So we are truly lucky and blessed to have an elite goalkeeper in our ranks, because over the years that's never been the case. So yeah, we've got top pair of hands in Alisson in our team. Back to Robertson. So yeah, I feel like he had a much better game this round. I think because of the red card, his game had to adapt a little bit. He wasn't playing like his typical self, where he was bombing down the left-hand side. Had to be a bit more reserved and play as more of a compact back four. I don't think he did anything spectacular, but at the same time, I didn't think he was exposed either. In previous games against Chelsea, I feel like he was exposed quite a bit. This game is defensively really good. The right-hand side, I don't feel like he was troubled. I know Amron had a couple of chances where he cut in and almost scored, but I wouldn't specifically say that was because of Robertson. That was just a general play where he, you know, got to give him credit. He made a good move and hit a couple of good shots as well. So for Robertson, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I think he had a much better performance than he did at Bournemouth. Next player, Van Dijk. So obviously I can only review around 28 minutes of his performance, unfortunately. For me, he actually looked really good. Just a shame that he made that challenge and got the red card for it. I thought in general he was very assertive on the ball, very dominant. Like, he's playing back to his old self where he's a bit more aggressive. And I've always said that about Van Dijk. That was one of my criticisms last year, where I feel like he wasn't aggressive on the ball, lacked that aggression in tackles, just let players go by. This year he's doing it. And I know he got a red card today, but I feel like in general player, that's how I want him to be going forward. So just got a comment here from Jack Smith. Robert defending -8 by attacking 5. I'll go for 6.5. Yeah, same ranking as me. I think that's definitely justified. And then Jack Smith said, big up to Enz and big up you guys. Thank you for sending your comments to the live chat. Thanks for the love on the show as always. Yeah, Enzman TV is doing some great content as well. So please, guys, make sure you follow him as well. I will definitely post a link in the comments, and I will also post it in the description after the show. So please make sure you subscribe to Enzman TV as well. On to Van Dijk. So for me, I'll give him a 6. I feel like before the red card, he was performing really well. I don't feel like I should just lower the score because it got a red card. It was just one of those mishaps or unfortunate tackles that, for me, didn't justify getting a red card. But, you know, it is what it is. I do hope Liverpool contest that decision and hopefully it gets overturned. But yeah, we'll see how that goes or how it plays up. Oh, Jack Smith says, sorry, I meant 8, not -8. Fair enough. I saw the minus. I was like, okay, what was that bad? The Enzman TV says, Ozzie gave everyone a 10. I'm feeling generous. I can't give everyone 10, but you know, we'll see it. Do you know what? I do feel generous. I feel like everyone just did. To be fair, I feel like everyone deserves a 10 in terms of the effort they put in. That's a fact. We can't get around that. But obviously, I'm going to try and rank them individually and see how they performed. Jack has also said Van Dijk 5.56. He was decent up to until the red. I thought the red was it was a red through. Yeah, for me, it is debatable. I think because of the manner of how he tackled Isaac there, and I think based on the law. But for me, I don't know. I still feel like it was not a red card. I think because he got the ball first, that's why I feel like he doesn't deserve to get a red card. But I guess positioning of the pitch as well. Isaac was through on goal. So yeah, it's a great area in that regards, but I don't know. A lot of people disagree with me. So Mr. DJ Blaze, therefore red. Appreciate your comments and appreciate your opinion. That's just my opinion. I just feel like it wasn't, to be fair. But you know, for Liverpool, I hope they do. I hope they contest it. You never know. It'll put us in a better position. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in terms of that decision there. Matip. So definitely want to talk about, because a lot of Liverpool fans didn't have any hope with regards to him being in the team, to be fair. I mentioned it on Twitter yesterday that my preference would be to start Van Dijk and Gomez together. I just feel like Gomez is a more accustomed to playing on that right-hand side. If he needs to cover that right back area because Trent inverts, then we've got a good player to cover ground. But Matip was not getting that kind of love. People were saying that, oh, Matip was a bit shaky or he's past his best. Like I said to you earlier in the show, a lot of our defenders, I should say, didn't have a great season last year. So we got to flip the script and just start afresh. And I feel like Matip has looked decent in preseason, hasn't done anything wrong. And for me, Gomez was actually one of the better players in terms of defenders in preseason as well. But in this game, Matip for me was fantastic. Didn't do anything spectacular where I need to give him a very high ranking, but at the same time, he did nothing wrong. Very good on the ball, looked really assured. Even made 1 or 2 runs where he made some good passes as well. I can't remember anyone going through him at all. Gordon was on that left-hand side, but he never really tried to attack Matip at all. He was always targeting Trent to be on the byline. So he never got exposed. Aerially as well, he was very dominant. So for me, he was very, very good. So I'm going to give Matip a 7 out of 10. Just going to check the chat here. So Jack has said Matip 7.5 is very good today. Very solid. Totally agree, Jack. I think he was fantastic today. Esman TV, Matip 7. He was cold. Totally agree as well. Mr. DJ Blaze says 6.5 Matip. That's fair as well. For me, I was really impressed in terms of how he performed. Considering the viewpoint that we have as fans, or I should say a section of the fans that believe he's done, he's not really a quality player anymore. I feel like he's definitely a solid player to have in the squad. And look, he hasn't really played a lot of games, but he came in and did a job fantastically. So you got to give credit to a player like that, where the mentality is that when they come in, they give it their all. And look, he delivered in a day. And that's all we can ask for Liverpool players to do. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. Does this win give you more optimism towards challenging at the top? I thought Liverpool have had the toughest fixtures at the beginning besides Newcastle. So it definitely does give me a bit of confidence. Definitely. I feel like, speaking in terms of overview of our fan base, our fans are probably a bit dissatisfied that we haven't signed certain players. But for me, if you look at our squad in terms of quality and numbers, we're there. I feel like we have a great squad right now. McAllister, Szoboszlai have been fantastic additions to our team. And we look at better as a unit, and we're playing as a team. I feel like there's more togetherness, more cohesion between the players. So this season, I'm very excited in terms of how we play. And yes, you're correct. We have had the toughest fixtures, I think, as well. And look, we've got a draw against Chelsea, got a win against Bournemouth, and we'll go win today. So 7 points out of 10, it's not bad at all. So yeah, definitely agree on that point. Madison, I think the result in the minds of it will only boost Darwin, but the whole team. Totally agree, Jack. Esban TV also agrees with Madison's point there. Jack says, not going to lie, some of our fans paying too much attention to media and rival fans. I think we would do better than last season. I totally agree. We have to focus on ourselves as our fan base. We can't really dwell on what rival fans have to say. I feel like Liverpool are the most hated teams. Really, I've seen on Twitter or on certain group chats and stuff. We're always hated by every fan that you can think of. So you have to kind of analyze the squad, see how we've improved from last year. I feel like we've made some great acquisitions. I know a lot of people will say, well, we've sold this player, that player. We've sold more, but we've only brought in a few. But look at the quality as well. Like Naby Keita and Ox didn't play for us last year. So for me, they were there on paper, but they weren't really there. They didn't really contribute to the team. So you got to look at who actually contributed to the team and how we replaced them. So I know we've got Endo. A lot of people still thinking it's an underwhelming signing. I feel like he should be given a chance. Today I'll elaborate in terms of his performance, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, he's a Liverpool player. Show him the support. And I feel like we'll surprise our own fan base, but I feel like we'll surprise a lot of people in general. We have a good team going forward. Tactically, we're so good. And yeah, I'm excited. Even if we don't sign any new players, obviously, I'd still want a centre back and a midfielder, and I've been saying this for a while as well. But I'm not going to throw my dummy out the pram. I'm still happy in terms of what we've done, and we look good together as a team. Esman TV says I might run a space on Twitter tonight. Let me know, Ens. I might even just jump in and see what everyone has to say on that one, because everyone's got a lot to say about our team and transfers and all that stuff. So yeah, give me a shout if there is one. Jack Smith said it's because we are the team with the most trophies. I know. People are always hating on us, And another one, Ends, bring all the smoke. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there as well. I'm there to bring all the smoke as well. So yeah, if you do one, give me a shout. I'm definitely on board there. Let's talk about Trent in terms of the player rating. So for me, I'll be brutally honest. I think he had a poor game. Started off really shaky, to say the least. I think in the first few minutes, Gordon was definitely trying to get under his skin. And then he made that mistake. And I think it's just a reaction where he got pushed off, didn't like it, threw the ball back. Last season, that wouldn't have been an offense. Unfortunately, this season, new laws, new rules. So he got the yellow card there. And then literally, I think it was a minute later, they were back into a tussle again. And then Trent pretty much pushed him away. And look, it could easily have been given a red. I'm not going to say it wasn't a foul, because that second one was definitely a foul. But it's just that the first one was a bit soft in my liking. So yeah, it could have gone either way there. I think in terms of his performance defensively, he looked better as the game went on. I think second half he was much better. First half was definitely poor on his side. But I wasn't happy with how he played in terms of his ball playing ability. I feel like he lacked quality today. Decision making, some of his passing was questionable. There were a few times where I feel like he could have made a great pass, but just didn't execute. So I remember one moment where he flew past Salah on the right-hand side, and Gakpo was trying his best to stay onside. Just needed him to time that pass perfectly to him, and then he could have been through on goal. So just little key moments here and there. I think the captain's armband that was given to him after Van Dijk was sent off maybe gave him a sort of new lease of responsibility on the pitch. So he was more defensive minded going forward. So you do have to look at the context of the game. But I'm going to judge him by his individual performance. And for me, he was below par, wasn't at his best. So I'm giving him a 4. So let me know what you guys think. That might be quite low, but that's just my ranking there. Got some comments here. Ensman TV, yeah, I will after your show. Yeah, I'm there, mate. I will definitely be there, tuned in. Mr. DJ Blade, Trent was awful today. We can't lie to ourselves. 3.5 ratings. Yeah, we have to be honest. As much as we love Trent, we have to be honest with our players. And I'm not just going to say, oh, Trent's rubbish, don't like him, blah, blah, blah. I will always give honest criticism to players when they need it. And I'll say, every time we play, I won't just do it based on emotion or how I feel about the player in general. It will always be based on how they perform on the day. So yeah, I feel like you've got the same sort of thought process there. Jack says, Trent, first 30 minutes, abysmal. After that, he was okay, agreed. But overall, I'd have to go for 4 to 5, something like that. Yeah, that's fair as well, Jack. That is fair. I think because I have such high expectations of Trent, I just thought he would have done a bit more today. But no, he I think second half, he definitely redeemed himself, put in a shift, did really well, was really good on the ball as well at certain stages of the game. But yeah, I think, can I be honest? I don't think he likes playing right back anymore. I could just tell by his body language he doesn't want to be a right back. I think he wants to be in the middle of the park, but unfortunately, I don't think Klopp sees it that way. I think there will be games where, and respectively, when we're playing lower oppositions, the inverted role will be in action, but he doesn't seem to enjoy being a right back because he's being targeted as well on one-on-one duels. So for me, it's just it's a bit of a tricky one where fitting him in midfield is tricky. If we're playing a 4-3-3, I don't think you can display Szoboszlai and McAllister as 8s. So where does he fit in that regards? If we're playing a 3-2-2-3 formation, he can play alongside Endo. But I feel like that formation is a good formation, but it does have its flaws as well at the same time. We need to have the right personnel. So Trent will have to be patient, I guess, in terms of playing in more of a central role. But look, I think he can do both effectively. As long as he's on top of his game, I think he'll be very effective for us this season. So got Ensman TV saying Trent 4.5. Yep, that's an honest shout as well. And he said he doesn't. I think that's in regards to him being a right back. He doesn't like it. He just doesn't like it. When he's like playing midfield, the shackles are off. He's just willing to just do whatever. Like the way he's running is different. The way he's like body language is different. Everything's different when he's playing in midfield. So hopefully, I'm hoping he does end up being a midfielder in the long term. But right now, he's got to do a job at right back because he is still a pivotal part in terms of how we play. Our right backs aren't traditional right backs where they're defensive and they bomb occasionally. Like he's our playmaker from that side. So we've won titles when he's playing in that position, so he can still do it. You know, I think it's just like his preference now. He's just like, I'm done with being a right back. I'm done with getting targeted by oppositions where flying wingers are coming at me. So defending on the back foot as well, doesn't like that. Wants to be more in the attacking front. So hopefully Trent gets that in the future. But right now, it's all about the team. It's all about getting points on the board right now. And that's what all I care about as well, to be fair. Trying to sell us. I know. Jack says, yeah, last season I would have played him in number 8, no question. But now we got Szoboszlai and McAllister. Nope. I totally agree. I think Szoboszlai and McAllister as a duo just look fantastic as well. So much quality in terms of how they play. So yeah, I just don't see there being any room. If we had a lot of injuries, then possibly, but I feel like we've got enough midfielders. We've got the likes of Jones, we've got Thiago, we've got Harvey Elliott who can play as an advanced 8. We've got Endo can play as a 6, but can play as a number 8 if required. Bajtic is there as well. Who knows? We might make some acquisitions. At this stage, I don't think so, but might get a surprise. But got a lot of numbers there, so he might get his opportunity in certain games, maybe in the Europa League. But I feel like for now, it's all about the team. It's all about getting points on the board and really challenging for major honours this season. So another comment from Jack. Can't deny his long passing, crossing. Yeah, on the ball, he's sensational. One of the best in my opinion. But I feel like playing in that right back position, he can still use those traits to his maximum and really help the team and really influence the team as well. I feel like he'll probably get a lot of assists this season, regardless of what position he plays. So big season for Trent. Got his fresh haircut as well. That sort of haircut won us the league last time in the Champions League. So hopefully that could be some good luck going forward. So so I'll give him Trent a 4. Let's start with McAllister. So I think he had a decent game. I was a little bit disappointed because last couple of games he's been playing as a number 6. And I was thinking, today he's going to play as an 8. He's going to be lively. He's going to be more influential. I feel like he put in a good shift. I think the red card didn't help because obviously maybe he had to adapt his game. But I think he wasn't as influential as I would have liked him to have been in this game. But having said that, he's still putting a good shift. Did some good moves as well here and there. One thing surprised me a little bit with Klopp's tactics is that McAllister was more of the advanced 8 when we started the game, and Szoboszlai had to cover ground a bit more, so he would play in a more deeper role. I would prefer both of them to be switched. So whether that means in the long term, Szoboszlai plays on the left-hand side and McAllister plays on the right-hand side, I don't mind because they're both capable of playing on either roles and effectively as well. And I feel like giving Szoboszlai the license to roam around and use his main traits, which is being a great attacking player, offering long distance shooting as well, which you haven't had for a long time in our team. But obviously, I think that will come with more understanding between the players. But yeah, the future's bright in terms of our midfield right now. In terms of McAllister's ranking, I think this might be low for some, but I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Just got a comment here from Ensman TV. Mac 10, 6, 7. Because of the 10 men, we have to change we have to change, and that took away from his game. But I feel he kept the ball well for us. Agreed, Ens. I do think he kept the ball really well for us. It's unfortunate because I'm taking away the context that we had 10 men. But yeah, I think 6 to 7 is probably a fair ranking. I just got another comment here from Maka 7. He was good, not great, but I thought he did well. Would love to see Endo suppose Maka play 9 minutes with 11 men. That would be very nice. Maka was important in ball team today. I have to agree. And then we've got Mr. DJ Blaze. Okay, so 6.5. He had an okay game. Do you know what? I think I'll up it a little bit. So I'm going to change the ranking to 6.5. Don't think he had a bad game, but just because I've seen him playing preseason, I just thought today would have been the day where he really outshone the likes of Gomes from the opposition. So yeah. But regardless, good game. Playing in different roles as well. Being very adaptable, can play the 6 or as the 8, even as a number 10, like his shirt number. So yeah. Overall, good game from McAllister. So Szoboszlai for me was very good again, to say the least. I'm just so impressed in terms of having a player with such flair and attacking instinct, but still having the engine to be a proper team player, putting in a shift and not hiding behind the scenes or hiding behind players where he's not making tackles or he's not asking for the ball. He does all of that. So it's a breath of fresh air to actually have a player like that in our team. We've not had one like that for a very long time. And he's impressing me more. If you've watched my content before, I've been screaming out his name for months. I did a transfer show, I think in March, February, where I said, this is the guy that I want for Liverpool. I feel like he could take us forward. But at the time, I didn't feel like it was a realistic target. Because I think even at that time, I identified that he had a release clause, but it wasn't public knowledge. So God knows where I got that knowledge from. But so I knew he had a release clause, and it's not something we would have matched at the time. But shout out to Schmatka, got that one over the line. So, no cons regarding that. But onto the player and in the game, I thought he was fantastic. So I'm going to give Szoboszlai an 8. I've actually skipped Endo. So let's talk about Endo. So Endo, for me, as expected, will take time to settle in this team. He's a player, you can see in just the way he plays, he's going to be a very effective player for this team. But I feel like for the first half an hour, he seemed a bit, not lost, but I think the game was going by him quite a bit. And he made some good tackles, even some headers as well. So I don't want to be too harsh in terms of his ranking, but yeah, I feel like there's more to come. It's his first game. He's only had a few sessions with the team, still learning to play within our sort of tactics, getting used to the speed of the Premier League. I know he made his debut last week, but it's his first starting role, and he's playing with 10 men as well. So it's not ideal to have your first couple of games playing with 10 men because you're putting in more of a shift than you really should be. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in terms of his ranking there. Jack has said 5.5. He was quite good for the first wave. I actually thought he wasn't that great, but fair enough. But I thought he was a bit off. So for me, it was the other way around. I thought for the first half an hour, I felt like he was a bit lost, but then he grew into the game. But interesting point in terms of how you thought Endo played. And then Jack also said 7/7.5. His energy was immense. He was constantly surrounded and did well despite that. Played 3 different positions, which we highlighted earlier in the show. Well said. Yeah, he was his energy levels is just crazy. We kind of probably should have expected it when they did the good old bleep test in the preseason, and I think he was top of the list, or I think he was second behind Salah. But yeah, I'm just so impressed in terms of what he has to offer. Really looking forward to him really stamping his sort of attacking authority in the team. He took a set piece today, just went over the bar. I'm expecting him to be our set piece taker when it comes to long distance shots. Corners as well. Like, he was fantastic with corners in preseason. So we've got ammunition now in our midfield, which is fantastic to see. It's got a few more comments here from Ensman TV. So was 8 cold. Cold man, what a signing for us. Still more to come. Completely agree, Ens. More to come. So exciting to have a player like that. Still so young as well. I've already made a bold statement. For me, he's going to be summer signing of the season. Clip it. Come back to me in the future. I genuinely believe that he will be. Mr. DJ Blaze, end overall 6. It was a tough game. Yeah, it was. With him being with 10 men, it was a tough game. So that's why I feel like I can't give him a very low ranking. It has to be modest as well in terms of looking at the context of the game. But yeah, it's his first game. It's going to take him time. I think because he wasn't the signing a lot of us were expecting, and Klopp has spoken quite highly of him behind the scenes. People are, all right, then let's see what you got. But, got to give everyone the same treatment. When we sign top players or expensive value transfer players, you have to give them time. We always give them time, right? So just because he's a 30-year-old who's unknown to some of us and has just come into the team out of the blue, got to show him some respect as well. Give him some time to embed in the team. A lot of people say he could be a cult hero, and I can see it, to be fair. Jack Smith, Sobol is a beast, genuine baller. He certainly is. He's a proper baller, he is. And then Mr. DJ Blaze, Sobol's like solid 7. Fair enough. And then Ensman T says Endo 5/6. He was fined 2 games. He had to play with 10 men, I know. And I saw in moments that he was showing great leadership. Did you see his tackle on Trippier? So Chips couldn't cut back. Yeah, I do remember that. That's what I'm excited to see about Endo. It's not about his passing range or anything like that. For me, it's like those kind of moments where he makes those tackles, because, when you play certain games, like let's say we're playing Everton, if Endo makes that first crunching tackle, as fans, we're going to get really excited and really behind him as well. So that's what we want. We need a destroyer. We've all been saying we need a destroyer in the team. We've got one. So give him time. Put some faith in him. Look, he will produce the goods. But obviously, us fans, we can be a bit impatient. We want everything now and then, but got to take time. He will come good. Trust me. So on to the attackers. So Luis Diaz, unfortunately, couldn't play for many minutes. Was substituted on a half an hour mark as Virgil van Dijk got red carded. So Joe Gomez came in for Diaz. For me, I actually think Diaz did really well from what he presented on the pitch. I love that solo run he did where he went past 2-3 players, hit a shot with the outside of his foot, and then Pope made a save. So that could have gone in as well. He looks really lively. I feel like he's getting accustomed to how we're playing. Exciting prospect for us. So I'm going to give him the same kind of treatment that I gave Van Dijk, where I feel like they showed a good account of themselves before either being sent off or substituted due to the circumstance. So therefore, I'm going to give Diaz a 6. Now, for me, let's see if we've got any comments here. So Jack has said 6 was our best player in the first half. Now, he was unlucky substitute. Yeah, and I hope he didn't feel disheartened, because when he got substituted, he did look a bit frustrated. But it could have been one of any of the attackers, to be fair. But I feel like for what we needed, I think he was the right person to be substituted, in my opinion. But yeah, he'll come again. Don't worry. Ensman's TV says Diaz 5 or 6. He didn't get enough minutes, but great run. Nearly scored. Plus, we won, so he's got some rest to cook up Villa. Do you know what? That's a fact. I didn't even think of that. He will have enough time to rest, and then we'll unleash him against Villa next Sunday. and it ends here. That was a great moment. Yeah, it was a very great moment, to be fair. Mr. DJ Blaze gives us 6 as well. So, yeah, so we're all aligned in that regards. Diaz reminds me of Suarez, but on the wing. Yeah, the dribbling style reminds me of, I'm not going to lie, I do see similarities there in terms of his dribbling. Yeah, if he can get those shooting boots on as well, we've got another top player in our hands. So, yeah, I feel like he will score a lot more goals than I think people think. I think because he's not had a full season at Liverpool, he's not had enough games to kind of replicate the goals and assists. I feel like this season he will get that. So yeah, Jack said he's got that tenacity and street ball style. Yeah, that's what we like when these South American players. They really excite you. They're tenacious. They're dribbling. You know, they're used to playing on the street where the ball's bobbling up here and there, but they got great first touch control and great dribbling ability. So Enz agrees as well, 100%. Jack agree as well. So we've got a special player in our hands. Just got right now he's resting, so we got him ready for next week, and yeah, he'll be unleashed against Villa. So I think that'll be Matty Cash. Yeah, he'll need to be on his A game next week. On to Gakpo. So, yeah, I was disappointed with Gakpo, to be fair. Yeah, I expected a lot more from Gakpo, to be fair. I know he's played in a bit more of an unfamiliar role as an advanced 8 in the last couple of weeks. It's done okay. Hasn't really given me a good impression that should be a position he should play going forward. I still feel like he's better suited playing on the left or as a false 9. Today, I really wanted him to be influential where he would drop deep. With Newcastle playing a 2-man midfield, that could have been quite pivotal in terms of how we were set up. But he didn't do that. He didn't do bad, but he didn't do anything spectacular. Like he had some good touches on the ball, good passes, especially I remember he made a couple of good passes to Mo Salah, but he didn't really influence the game at all and didn't really show his attacking capabilities going forward either. So I feel like he was ghost most of this game, like just ghosting through the lines and didn't really do much. So with that said, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't know if that's too nice or too generous of me, but yeah. Jack said he also has that spark. I think that's in reference to Diaz. Yeah, I totally agree. Jack has said Cody 5 did nothing wrong, but also not a huge amount right. Not his best game, but the 10 men did not do him any favors. That's true. I feel I would have expected more from him, even with the 10 men, because he played on the left side of midfield and he's accustomed to playing that role before. So I don't know. I expected more from Gakpo today. Just wasn't to be. And then Esman TV says 5 to 6, tough game for him, but did okay on the left wing. But he was down to 10 minutes, so hard to knock the lads today. Yeah, definitely. I might be sounding a bit harsh, but for me, I always like to analyze each player's performance. Not out of malice or anything, just I have high expectations for a lot of players. And Gakpo is one of those players where he was really cooking last season, so I'm just expecting him to do a lot more this season. But yeah, fair points in terms of his ranking there. So on to Salah. So for me, maybe because I'm thinking of emotion, because he made that final assist as well for Nunes, I might be giving him a higher ranking than what most people did or will do, to be fair. But I feel like he had a good game overall. But that is Mo Salah, where he doesn't need to be involved as much. But as long as he makes good moments happen in the game, that's where he gets his ranking, I guess. That's where you pay the big bucks, or Saudi are trying to pay big bucks to acquire him. But I think during this game, he showed good movement around the right-hand side. I think there's a time where he could have threaded the ball a bit better. There's a couple of times where he actually took on Burns as well on the left-hand side and had a couple of shots, but didn't really trouble the goalkeeper. So I don't know, I might be thinking emotion. I'm going to give him a high ranking, I think it is. But let me know what you guys think. I'm giving him an 8. I'm going to check the comments here. Mr. DJ Blaze gives Gakpo 5. Fair play. I gave him a 6. So I thought I was being generous there. Jack says Mo first half was not good, but he did well in the last 30. I'll give him a 6. Oh, that's fair as well. I think I'm definitely thinking of a bit of emotion there, just because that was the winning goal, and that assist felt like a goal as well in terms of how it happened. So no, that's fair as well. Mr. DJ Blaze gave 8.5 to Salah. Fair play. Jack says I don't think he beats players as well as he used to. Yeah, I see your point there. Yeah, I think maybe because I still feel like he has the pace. So it's not like the pace is gone. Maybe that's not his focus anymore, because when he was a younger player, he had pace to burn. So for him, it's like, I'm going to outpace everyone, dribble everyone. Now, I think since he's become a Liverpool player, he's more focused on being a goal scorer. So maybe he needs to adapt his game a bit. Maybe think more about coming infield, but still being effective, still making the right passes, because that for me is an area where Salah needs to work on, where he'll cut in and then there'll be 1 or 2 players that are in great positions, but he'll still choose to shoot. And we all know what his shooting capabilities are, but at times you've got to go for the right option. I always feel like, especially against tougher oppositions, you need to get the goals on the score sheet first before we can start going for those spectacular shots. But he's trying to get that golden boot, so I can't knock him. But yeah, today I think he had good moments, especially in the second half. I think he was much better. But yeah, I think Salah will be cooking today. Mr. DJ Blaze, he worked hard. I think he did work hard. Jack says, Mr. DJ Blaze, yeah, I agree with the effort was strong. Yeah, he definitely put in a shift today. I think everyone put in a shift. So that's what I'm saying. If we're going based on effort, I don't even need to do this ranking. Everyone gets a 10 out of 10 because everyone put in a shift. There was no player that didn't put in any work for this team. So that regards, everyone gets a gold star, top ranking, however you want to phrase it. But yeah, we're just going based on individual ranking. Ensman TV says 6-7. If he goes, then I'll change it to no, I'm playing solid 7. Worked hard, got an assist, but worked hard with 10 men, slagging the 10. Yeah, so this speculation is doing my head. I'm not going to lie. I don't believe there's any truth. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think there's any truth to it. I know some fans are feeling on the edge about the speculation. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he will still be a Liverpool player end of the window or end of the Saudi window, because they get an additional week or 2 from all of us. So yeah. But yeah, he worked hard today. And because he had to play in a deeper role as well, so he had to play up top alone as well, on the right-hand side in the midfield 4, so more defensive duties there, like more of an attacking midfielder. So yeah, so definitely agree there. Salah, yep. And then Jack says it's not a pace thing, that thing, not sure what it is. I think it's his state of mind. I feel like the pace is there. I agree. You're right on that one. I don't think it's a pace thing either. I just feel like that's not his game anymore, because back in the day when he was a winger, it was to go to the bar line and then try and thread the ball to the attacker and get assist. Now he's trying to be the goal scorer. So he's had to adapt his game a little bit, where he needs to be more infield in order to be getting those goal scoring chances, because attacking the byline, you're only there for crossing or cutback passes. So that's why I feel like that's his thing. He's not thinking about doing that anymore. And then so he just saw the other word after 10 minutes. And then another comment from Ensman TV. Club said it won't go away. Yeah. I don't know. We're going to have a few sleepless nights until transfer window closes. I think it closes on Friday, I believe, on the 1st. So yeah, we've got 5 more days. But then when does the Saudi window close? I feel like it closes, is it mid-September? I might have to check that out, actually. Let me do a quick transfer window shots. Let's see. 23rd of September, which is outrageous. Yeah, just got to deal with it, I guess. But yeah, hopefully he stays with us. Yeah, Ensman TV says 2 weeks after. Crazy. Oh, is it September 7th? If it's 7th, that's not too. But yeah, I guess that's a couple of weeks as well. I just googled and it said 23rd of September. So that's doing my head in now. Mr. DJ Blaze, he won't go. But next, yeah, I can see that. To be fair, Jack says that he might be wrong. I actually don't know because I've just googled it, so it could just be a random website. So I'm sure we'll get some clarification in the coming days. But with what Mr. DJ says, yeah, I think next season will be the time where he will assess his situation. But look, if we're winning trophies this year, he might want to stay on because let's be honest, the Saudi money isn't going away. When Mo Salah's like 35 years old, he will still cook in that league. So, and his appeal will still be the same. So I don't feel like there's an urgency for us to sell. Obviously, they have an urgency to bring him on board because in terms of the Arab world, from when you're saying from North Africa and Middle East and Asia, he's the most popular sportsman there. So the revenue that they will generate from marketing, from ad campaigns, all that stuff will be sky high. So I don't want to hear any talk about 100 million transfer fee. I want 200, 250. That's the kind of range I'm after. So yeah. So I don't think it'll happen this summer, but I kind of agree to your point there, Mr. DJ Blaze. I think it could be something that happens next year, but it will depend on the player because he's still, for me, in his prime. He hasn't slowed down. I know he didn't have the best of seasons last year, but neither did the team in general. So he's capable of going again and really hitting big numbers as season goes on. But who knows? We'll see. Edman TV agrees, says, yeah, he would go next year. I can see that happening as well, to be fair. Money talks, it certainly does, my friend. It certainly does. Jack, I agree. Saudi love him, so they will still take him. Yeah, they would. Like that appeal would never go for Mo Salah, in my opinion. We shouldn't be in a rush to sell him. And I hope FSU aren't thinking, oh, we'll get some coins if we sell him right now. But yeah, I feel like we're in no rush. Salah is still, for me, one of the best players in world football. So yeah, we need to keep him. I think replacing him would be a headache. When that day comes, we can talk about that. I don't want to think about that right now. But yeah, that's like not many players out there like Mo Salah. Let's be honest. And my team says, or does he want to have statue in Liverpool? You know, that could affect his status. You know, if he was to leave, I don't know. Because when Suarez left, I feel like that definitely left a sour taste to a lot of fans, in my opinion. For me, I'll still regard him as a club legend and all that stuff. But yeah, it wouldn't be a nice way to end his relationship with the club, especially so late in the window. Can you imagine? So Salah is still a G. Salah in the 10. Do you know what? I'll tell you something. I've been screaming this for a long time. I want Liverpool to play a 4-2-3-1 formation because I feel like we have the players for that. And I can actually see Salah's long-term position being a number 10. I feel like he can play that kind of like, I'm going to put him like Messi, where he's had to play more of a career role, but can really do damage as well. So, you know, we played him in that kind of central position last season. I think it was against Rangers, and he scored a hat-trick coming off the bench. So I definitely agree with you, Enz. I do think that is his long-term position. Interesting if Klopp even deploys it now, to be fair. But it will just depend who, because we don't have anyone in the squad that can play on that right-hand side, in my opinion. If we had like a player that I've been wanting for a while is Moussa Diaby. If we had him on the right and Salah in the middle, yeah, we'll be cooking as well. So long-term future, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't want to see Mo Salah leave, regardless of. I don't care if they offer. Well, I might be going crazy, but I don't care if they offer like 250, 300 million. At this stage, he's not up for sale. We can't find a replacement in like 5 days. Not possible. Not the way we move as well. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I won't hate on Mo for leaving, but I want him to retire with us. That is a fair point as well. If he goes, I'll be more distraught about him leaving and where we are as a team. But on a personal level, no. I would never. I'm not that type of person anyway. But look, if you're getting offered that kind of money, Come on, we wouldn't decline it. So why would we expect a football player to decline as well at the same time? So Jack says ends in the 10 is a shout. It is a shout, not gonna lie. Jack says Doak or Musialowski, but both are young, but both are good on the left. So Doak is a funny one. I thought this kid was left-footed, but he's both-footed, isn't he? So he's definitely got a good future ahead of him. But yeah, it's too soon. He's 16, 17 years old. Yeah, I feel like he needs to learn his game before we can put him in that kind of contention. Musialowski kind of gone AWOL. Like, I've not really heard much from him. I believe he was linked with a move to a club in Poland. I don't know if that happened, but yeah, there was high regards in terms of his potential, but he just, I don't know, it just never happened. Never really got a chance in the first team. I think injuries have definitely sort of halted his development. But yeah, strange one for him, to be fair. Esmond says to Jack, not all games, maybe in Europa League game, we can try it out. Darwin up top, Doak right wing, Gakpo left. Yeah, we can try that. Why not? We can definitely try that. I feel like if we play 4-2-3-1 formation, I was happy to have Salah as a 10. But we've got no one on the right. That's the thing. When you put Salah in the middle, for me, it's like, oh, who's going to play on the right? If you had someone that was capable of doing as much damage or close to as much damage as Salah, then I'll be happy to do that. But I think long term, look, it's a shout, you know. I don't think it's a wild take at all. Sorry, I meant left. Sorry, I meant right, not left. Yeah, but he's both footed, so you know he can play both positions. I know we've seen Doak play predominantly on the right hand side, but I've heard he can play on the left as well. So you just never know. Ensman TV says both feet, he's cold. Yeah, I thought he was one footed, you know, but then seeing him preseason, I was like, all right, fine. Got a Dembele type of player where he's both footed, so not mad at that at all. I think Musialowski is better than Doak. Based on what I've seen, yeah, potential wise, but you know, with young talent as well, it's not always down to their playing ability. It does come down to their mentality and their desire to be a top player as well. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe there's issues with regards to training, or he might not have the right temperament to be a top professional. As fans, we can't really see that, especially when they're youth players. Because we've signed so many youth players or young players in the past where we're like, this guy's the next, you know, labels here and there, and it just never happened. Maybe due to lack of playing time that halted their development. Could be a number of factors. But with Musialowski, I know he's been injured quite a bit, and I feel like I think there's interest from other clubs, and we're actually considering. I don't know if it actually happened. I'll actually look into it and see if that move ever happened. But from what I know, I believe he's considering leaving the club, which is a shame because some of the clips I've seen of him, he just looks outrageous. So yeah. And then Jack says to Jack, yeah, he is. Diaz can enter on the right. He can, but I don't know. I just want someone on the right hand side that's their role, that's the position they know. Like throw some names, like who would be like a natural right winger for this Liverpool team? Because for me, it would be Diaby, but obviously he's at Villa now. Maybe we can get him next summer, and I'd be happy for that to happen. I think on top of my head, I like the look of Karim Adeyemi from Dortmund, but they might ask for a big fee as well. Obviously, they just sold Bellingham, so they'd never sell us in sort of this window. But he's a player we were highly linked with. He has the potential to be a top player, and he's a good finisher. He gets goals from a wide forward role as well. So that's the key as well. Not to just find wingers for us, is inside forwards, guys that can come in and contribute and score goals as well at the same time. Jack Smith said, and no shade on Doak. Yeah, no, listen, when we make these comparisons, I don't think you're throwing any shade to Doak. It's just that you think one player better than the other. And that's a fair point, to be fair. Esman TV says, Gakpo left or Jota, Nunes up top. Yeah. I think Jota, for me, Jota is a funny one because I feel like he looks so much better on the left at times. I feel like he's more effective, seems to know that role a bit better, knows how to make good runs on the left-hand side. His movement as well is so underrated when he's playing on the left, because he comes in and gets into great goal-scoring positions. So, look, the good thing about this Liverpool team, and compare it to the rival teams in the Premier League as well, we've got a lot of great attackers in our team. Players that can play in different roles, complement each other as well. One player is not a typical player where, oh, he can only play as a number 9. Núñez can play on the left as well. We can interchange, which will always cause havoc to our position. So, look, we've got some great crop of attackers. Another one in midfield will be cooking, and a centre-back would be great, but let's see. I have no idea what we're going to do in regards to the window. Jack also says, you see the goal which he scored last season. Okay, it was, yeah, I know. He beat 5 or 6 players. It was Messi-esque. I'm not going to lie. That is literally the goal that comes to my mind whenever someone mentions Musialowski. But yeah, just haven't seen it in the first team. If he had done it in like not Europe League, but in a League Cup, then I'll be like, yeah. And to say Adama, no way. Can you imagine? There was a point where fans were asking for Adama's back. I was like, yeah, I wasn't one of them. That's for sure. Yeah, for me, that was never an option. He's cheap also. I think he's out of contract. I think he's actually signed for Fulham now, so he's their new signing. Yeah, not an option for me, and it's not an option for me at all. Mr. G. Blaze, Núñez rating 10 out of 10, 2 shots, 2 goals. In fact, we'll do the rankings. We'll do the rankings. Just gonna go through the comments here. A lot of comments from you guys. Appreciate it as always. Jack says Jota, I don't know how to take him. Best finish in the team, but lose the ball a lot. But at the same time, movement is great. I think this season, from what I've noticed, I feel like his ball retention is a lot better. He doesn't lose the ball as much as he did last year. That was one of my big frustrations with Jota, is that his link-up play, in terms of threading passes here and there, was very questionable. But I honestly feel like it's something he's worked on, because some of the balls that he was threading through to our attackers today, he looked really effective. So I'm excited to see Jota play this season. I feel like he's really going to cook for us. Ensban TV, Núñez, defo 10. My client who wants to start next game. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Your client, I hope he does as well. If I can get in touch with Klopp, I'll definitely let him know that your client should be banging on the door and should be starting the next game. Jack says Núñez 10. Dude was cold. So happy for him. He was. Let's do the ranking for the substitute. So let's see. So we have Joe Gomez would come in here. Who else came off? Endo came off, didn't he? And then we had Jota as well. McAllister as well. And then Gakpo. So all of these guys came off. And then we'll put in all of the players, and then I will rank them accordingly. So let's go. So we've got Joe Gomez there. And then obviously the positions I play these players, it's probably not their position, but just to fit them in for argument's sake. We'll go for, actually Matip came off then as well. Kwanzaa came on. Kwanzaa. Yep, he hasn't even got a face there. I think lineup builder will need to update that for us. And then we had Jota here. Núñez up top. Elliot. And then, have I made too many? Not sure. Endo, Gakpo, Matip, Calista. I feel like I've removed too many players. But anyways, we'll review the subs. I don't know who that middle person is. Lost track of thought now. So we'll go with Gomez. So for me, yeah, Gomez was solid today. Really impressed with how he played. He's been written off by, I'd probably say, 89% of our fan base. For me, and not because I'm from South London, so there's no biasness there, but I was really pleased in terms of how he performed today. Came in a situation where we had 10 men, led the defensive line really well, showed a bit of leadership quality as well, which I noticed when, do you remember when Van Dijk got injured all those years ago, and he had to step in. And I feel like he showed that he's actually a leader on the pitch as well. Did the same in this game, and he was fantastic. Didn't really give the ball away. Really good on the ball. Defensively, fantastic. Covered ground and required, especially there were 1 or 2 moments with Matip as well. And then when Kwanzaa came in, gave him that assurance that he, keep it simple, he'll be fine. So really impressed with how he performed today. If it wasn't for Darwin Núñez's match winners, I would have probably said Gomez was man of the match. So I'm going to give him an 8.5. So let me know what you guys think. Is that too high? South London biasness, you let me know. But I feel like he was fantastic today. And considering how our fans are reacting towards Gomez, that, he's written off, people calling him Joey Spice, making a mockery out of his performances last season, I feel like he showed his true capabilities today. And if Van Dijk is out, I'm confident to have him in the team. I feel like he will do really well for us. And, there's been times where he played right back and looked fantastic. So, some might say Trent should be dropped. He'll be in contention for 2 roles there. So he's definitely going to be a valuable squad member for us this season. So we just go through the comments there. Jack says 8.5 was really good. Our best defender in the day. Made one single mistake positioning wise. Yep, I noticed that at the end. But recovered very well. Very good point there. Jota did well. Great reverse pass, Salah. I'll get on to Jota next as well. Ends. And now we had 10 men. Elliot, 6. Energy when he came on. Perfect. Yep. Great pass to Núñez. Yeah, that pass was actually a really good pass over the top. Unluckily, Núñez. Yeah, the control was just a bit of a... You needed to place it in front of him to give him that extra yard of space to just hit a shot. But yeah, it wasn't to be in that regards. And then we've got Mr. DJ Blaze Gomez, solid 8.5. Yep, you're in line with me. I like that. Jota, 6.5, solid performance, caused problems without being exceptional. So let's review some of these players, actually. So yeah, Jota for me. Actually, Kwanzaa didn't really do much to have an impact on the game. So I'm going to give him a 5. That'll be a quick one there. Elliot, for me, did well, showed his energy on the pitch. That through ball that Enz just mentioned as well was fantastic. So I'm going to give him a 6 there. Jota, for me, was fantastic when he came on. Really impressed with how he played. I just loved the through balls that he presented to Núñez and Salah in the latter moments of the game. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I was really impressed with how he played. And Núñez, come on, guys, what can we do? It's only 1 score. He gets a 10 out of 10 now. He was fantastic in this game. Let's check your comments here. Kwanzaa was good. 20 coming in with 10 men on the pitch. Did what he can. 6 for me. That's fair point as well. Fair point as well. Elliot 6.5. As N said, his passing was very, yeah, his passing was very good. Very good. I think that goes under the radar. A lot of people don't rate Harvey Elliott like that, which is a shame. I think he's a very talented player. Very talented player. Gomez, my client was happy he was great today. Make sure you showed the same energy that you guys did last season. 8 for me. Yeah, the haters. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, listen. Keep that same energy. Like you said, Enz, people need to keep that same energy because there's a lot of memes going around last year. I'm not going to lie, I chuckled to a few of them. But, yeah, I've always had complete faith in Gomez. I feel like he's such a good player. For me, there was a moment where I feel like he was the best English centre-back, but he just never gets that chance to play for the national team. But for me, has all the attributes to be an elite defender for years to come. Still young. How old is he? Like 25, 26? So for defenders, he's a baby in the game. So I think definitely, it's the injuries. He's been unlucky with injuries. So if he stays fit, I think he'll do a fantastic job going forward. And then Jack says, Núñez 10 squared, maybe even cubed. 3D view, 100% there. Mr. DJ Blaze, Jota 7 made a big difference. He certainly did. That's why I was so disappointed with Gakpo, because I feel like he wasn't influential at all. Didn't really show any end product. Jota came in and he just looked like a level above Gakpo, which normally isn't the case. Gakpo is always, for me, like a very astute player in terms of how he plays, and you can see the real quality when he's on the ball. But Jota just looked like he was ready to play. So, but it's good to have these options. It's good to have this headache as a manager for Liverpool, where Klopp will need to identify who's right for what game. We've got options which we've probably not had in previous years, but we have it this time around. So it's fantastic for Liverpool going forward. I like Gomez. He's a better at centre back than right back for me. When he plays each week, he's usually good. So this is the thing. And shout out to Enz, as I mentioned this on your show when we did the match preview yesterday. He's come back from a very long-term injury. In fact, it's probably a career-ending injury to a lot of players. But the way he's played, he's not really had a lot of game time. So whenever he's come in, he's a makeshift right back or centre back. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Not enough to really find your rhythm as a player. It's not just attackers that need that. Every footballer needs that at some shape or form. So for me, if he gets a run of games, he will definitely be able to showcase his ability. I still feel like he's a very valuable player in our squad. He's not just there to make up the homegrown quota. He's there for his quality as well. So yeah, I hope, people give him his flowers when it's due, because as football fans, we get emotional. So we say things that, oh, he didn't do great. He didn't do this and that. But when a player does well, we've got to open up and say, look, hands up. He had a fantastic game. And just take it from there. So no shame in being honest when it comes to criticizing or complimenting our players. We're all Liverpool fans at the end of the day. So it is what it is with that. And then I think that's it. That's the rankings there. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my ranking? Yes or no? I feel like with everyone in the chat right now, we've had a similar mind frame, which is fantastic to see. It's got another comment here from Jack. I really do think we have a squad that will go from strength to strength over the next 2 to 3 years. Peeps panicking about the next 5 months when I see Fertils over the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's a good analogy there. I know. Unfortunately, we have fans that are just looking at the short term. They're seeing how our other rivals are spending money, so they're like, "Oh, what's going on? Why are we not spending money here and there?" The signings that were made in the last year or two, for me, they're smart signings. I'm not just saying to be a biased Liverpool fan. I do feel like they've been really good. Luis Diaz, come on, he looks fantastic. Just has to get that rhythm because of a couple of injuries he suffered. Nunes as well. We all knew when we signed Nunes, he was a raw player. He has raw ability. It needed to be refined. And I feel like there's areas where, obviously, every player has weaknesses or areas they need to improve on. But I do feel like he's refined a lot of it. One of my key criticisms of Nunes was he was too erratic in front of goal in the 6-yard box. But pre-season, he was showing he's a goal scorer. This game, those 2 shots, I'm telling you, not a lot of strikers in the Premier League would have scored those goals. The way he executed them and hit that shot, especially the first one where we went posting in, it doesn't happen often. So yeah. Got a lot of great players. We've got a young squad as well. Got Harvey Elliott, got Curtis Jones. He's injured, but he's been very effective whenever he's played for us. Even playing as a 6 or an 8, he's been really good on the ball and has shown some great account of himself as well. Got Szoboszlai, who's 22, I believe, young player with a big future ahead of himself. Ben Doak, 17-year-old winger. Got lots of players in this team. So future's bright. I just feel like people aren't thinking positive or aren't looking at the bigger picture, as you've mentioned as well. We've got to think about the next 2-3 years. And look, this year I definitely think we'll win something. I think once we have a squad, I'll do a more of a thorough analysis of the squad and give you my overview of what we can achieve this season. But yeah, in general, we're a good team. We've got a good squad now. We've got rid of some of the deadwood. Don't want to phrase people like that, but it is what it is in that regards. And we've got new energy, got a new engine in our team now. So yeah, we're raring to go this season. Jack says, much love to you and the chat. Agree with your ratings, pretty much in line with what I thought. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate all of your comments today. And yeah, guys, that's a wrap for today. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for all the lovely comments today from Ensman TV, from Mr. DJ Blaze, from Jack Smith as well. Thank you, as always. Definitely contributed to our conversation today. So the next scheduled show would actually be tomorrow, where I will be doing a Premier League Match Week 3 review. So if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, make sure you hit the like and hit the notification bell for upcoming content. You can also follow me on social media at Ozzie FTP on Twitter, or you can follow me. You can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, where I've started doing a lot more short videos. So let me know your viewpoints in terms of my videos there. I've had some funny comments in the last few days, but as content creators, we got to take it all in. And then Jack is ended saying, "You never walk alone," and that's a very nice way to end the show. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Good evening.